I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of, but like, I just like want a fucking gentleman.
And I am like someone newly single. It's been a couple months. But what really hits me is like you have no one to share the little things with.
I like literally cannot express in words how badly I want a relationship. And I'm so embarrassed to say that out loud.
They want a man. They want a partner. They want the movie-like romance. But when real life knocks on the door, guess what comes along? Unrealistic demands, unresolved trauma, zero self-awareness, and a list of expectations not even Brad Pitt could meet.
I went on a date and it's like, it was good. And then yet, like, I'm just tired of, like, I don't know. The bill came. The bill didn't come. He asked for the bill. And in French, he said 2 bills. And then so they came. And I was like, if someone says, I want to take you out, then I want to be taken out, which means to me to pay and whatever. So we did that. I paid and it's fine. And then after I was honest and I just said it, like, I don't know, because I said, like, yeah, I thought you were going to take me out. And like, to me, that means pay. And then suddenly his English wasn't so good anymore. When he was like, I don't understand what you mean. I was honest and like, whatever, what else do I have to lose? I just want to be honest because there's a way that I want to be treated. And like, I might as well just tell someone, like, what else do I have to lose? I don't know. And then like afterwards he was like, next time I'll pay. Like unprompted, he said that after we were having another conversation. I said, okay. And then he said, are you free this week? And I said, yeah. And then I texted him after and I'm like, I had a nice time, thanks. And then he read it and didn't respond. And it's like, okay, I don't know. Like, I'm just tired of, I'm happy I was honest. But like, I just like want a fucking gentleman.
This is a classic. She wants a gentleman, wants to be treated like a lady. But in practice, she shows up to the date already expecting the man to pay for everything, as if that defines his character. You know what's missing here? Coherence. You want a traditional man? Fine. But bring traditional femininity to the table too. Reciprocity, sweetness, gratitude. You can't demand a gentleman when your whole speech is based on entitlement and resentment.
At the end of the day, the only person you truly have is yourself. And not gonna lie, it gets kind of lonely sometimes. The older you get, all of your friends get into relationships, start having families, start doing their own thing. Same with your siblings. And your parents have their own lives. And I am like someone newly single. It's been a couple months. But what really hits me is like you have no one to share the little things with. Because usually in high school, you would share it with your best friends. As you get older, you find a partner, you would share it with your partner. But now, when you're single, it's like, who do you share it with? I'm not going to go call my friends. They're all busy with their own lives. Your parents don't understand it completely because they're a whole different generation. And then you don't have a partner to share it with. And it's like, I feel like no one actually cares. And I have learned that the only person you have is yourself. So you can only rely on yourself. Sorry if it's hard.
This is the typical speech of forced independence. She spent her youth repeating, I don't need a man. I can handle everything alone. And now the emptiness kicks in. She starts to realize that sharing life has value. The problem? She still doesn't allow herself to admit that vulnerability and companionship are strengths, not weaknesses. She clings to pride and the belief that she has to face the world alone. And so, alone she will stay.
I like literally cannot express in words how badly I want a relationship. And I'm so embarrassed to say that out loud. I literally made a whole spam account because I'm so ashamed of wanting it so badly. And if I talk about it on my main account that everyone in my life knows, then they all know that I'm a fucking fraud. Like, I am just so tired of dating. And I don't know what it is about me at this point. I've had one relationship and it was terrible. He was insanely abusive. And like, yeah, that's not like normal. But like, I've never had another boyfriend ever since and before. So it's like, it's hard to know where that line is of normalcy. And I just feel like as a woman that's like pretty attractive, I'm okay, you know? Like, people just assume that like, oh, it must be so easy. No, it's terrible. It's literally terrible. And I'm not saying that I'm like the prettiest person in the world, you know, but like, I have good morals. Like, every time I meet a man, like, oh, you're so refreshing to talk to because I can hold a conversation, because I talk about normal things, because I can't put on a fucking persona. I can't fucking fake it. I can't be this fucking Shira 7 type person. I wish I could, but I can't. I'm so unfortunately genuine. I'm not like super open right away, obviously. Like I know how to date, but at the same time I'm just like, I don't know what it is. Like I really don't know where it's happening for everyone except me. And I know it'll come when you expect it. Okay, I've been not expecting it, and then it's like, oh, you have to put yourself out there. So I put myself out there, and it's nothing. It's like I genuinely think that I'm gonna die alone. Like I really mean that. Like I'm so tired, and it's exhausting, and I really try not to let it affect me on a deep level, but it does. And every time I'm outside, it's all I think about. Every time I see a couple, it's all I think about. I genuinely get so fucking frustrated thinking about it because I've never had something normal. I have never had a normal boyfriend where I can be nice and loving and they are nice and loving. Like my ex was so mean to me, dude. Like so fucking mean. He would call me names. He would do so much shit to me. It was crazy. And like I just don't know what it's like to have a guy. I know what it's like to have a guy into you. Everyone's into me. But like actually want me as a person, as a human being, to date, pretend like forever, that's not a fucking freak. Nope. Even the freaks don't want me. I don't know.
The situation is more delicate, but the pattern repeats itself. She says she wants true love, but her whole narrative revolves around past trauma, pain, exhaustion. Without freeing herself from that mindset, she'll only attract confusion or push away anyone different. A serious man can sense from miles away when a woman is still living under the shadow of her ex and simply stays out. Before demanding something solid, she needs to heal and stop turning every man into a reflection of the abuser.
I'm in the part of singleness where I want a boyfriend, but I don't want to interact with men to figure out who will be my boyfriend. The dating apps, like I have Raya, I go on and do my swipes, and every time I connect with someone, I'm like, crap. Like I just don't want to put in the effort to like chat and blah, 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 because it never shows you anybody that lives close, right? Like I live in Louisville, Kentucky. Who are they going to show here? Nobody. Newsflash, I've found one person, and then we didn't meet up because they were here for a business trip, and I just like didn't care enough to go meet up with them because I don't care. Like I would rather meet someone in person and we hit it off and click, because my issue with online dating, especially when it's long distance, is you can talk so much to somebody, and then when you get in person with them, the vibe isn't there, or they're different than what you thought in your head, or there's something that came up on the phone and it wasn't a big deal, but in person it is a big part of who they are, and you're like, oh God. So yeah, no, I am lacking physical touch right now. I'm lacking just someone being obsessed with me and telling me every day. And I don't want to do anything about it, but I want to have someone. That's the issue. The issue is, though, that I'm not interested in the people that are interested in me. I'm very picky, and I'm high maintenance, and you can do one thing, and I'm going to get the ick, and I'll be like, next, and I'll unmatch, or I'll stop texting. I get uninterested very quickly. I don't care. I need to move from Louisville, Kentucky. I think that's the consensus here.
This one is almost caricatural. She says she wants a relationship, but at the slightest sign of necessary effort, talking, getting to know someone, exposing herself, she runs. Her standards are sky high. Her patience, zero. And what's left? Nothing. Relationships don't fall from the sky. She wants to live a romance, but can't handle the process of meeting people, filtering, investing time. The math never adds up. And the detail? When someone shows interest, she quickly discards them. It gets difficult.
All I want this summer is a man that has a job, works out, is a foodie, but also likes to have fun, lives a balanced lifestyle. So he works out and he does his job and he grinds, but he also likes to go out on the weekends. He likes to party. He likes to travel. He would on a Thursday stay in and we could order food or make food together and just relax, watch Netflix, do absolutely nothing but hang out with each other. But then the following weekend, we go out, we party, we have fun. He randomly texts me on a Tuesday and he says, get changed, be ready by 8 because I have a date planned for us. I made the reservation and everything and I'll be picking you up right at 8, so be ready outside your apartment. Where is that man? Because I've been looking for a man for that for this summer and I can't find them. And there's a lot of men in New York, okay, and I can't find him. But I also want him to look at me every single day and think that he won the lottery with me. So let's add that in there.
Her speech sounds like a romantic movie script, but reality's script is a whole different story. She describes the ideal man as if she's building a fictional character: strong, hardworking, loves to party, romantic, devoted, and of course, completely obsessed with her. But she forgets that this type of man, if he even exists, also has standards. And he usually doesn't choose someone living in fantasy land with zero self-awareness. While she idealizes the perfect man, she ignores her own contradictions.
I wish more people talked about the aftermath of leaving a toxic relationship and what it does to your mental health and your physical health and your social life. I just don't see it being talked about enough. And I think sometimes that period of time is even harder than the breakup itself. You're in this mindset where you feel like your self-worth is down and you miss them, but you know that you can't be with them, and you lose friends because you're negative and your energy is down and you're lonely and your life feels uncertain and you don't know where you're headed anymore. And I just wish more people would talk about that period of leaving a toxic relationship, because the truth is that when you're in the relationship and your friends and your family see that it's toxic, they will be the first to call it out. And they might be the ones to urge you to leave. But nobody wants to deal with the aftermath of a person who has just left a toxic relationship. At least in my experience. And I just wish that there was just more out there about that, because we hear about the process of leaving the relationship and recognizing that you're in a toxic relationship, but we don't hear about the aftermath.
She talks about something real and heavy: the emotional scars of a destructive relationship. The problem is, many people get stuck in that cycle. They leave the chaos, but carry the chaos with them. They blame the environment, the people, the ex, but never face what needs to change within themselves. You know what attracts a serious man? A woman who, despite the falls, rebuilds herself, grows, and brings peace. Not just wounds and complaints. It's tough, but that's reality.